So this would be part two of a two-part series in which I try to answer the question, is it necessary to include direct abdominal training in your strategy? Is it necessary if all you did was train for performance and you don't give a fuck about how you look? Talked about that in part one. And is it necessary if all you care about is aesthetics and you don't give a fuck about how your body performs? So the short answer to that is yes. Yes, it is necessary. If you want to get the best results, the maximal return on your investment of time and effort, then it is necessary. Now, a lot of people are quick to suggest that as long as you're lean enough, you'll be able to see your abs. So obviously, if you're fat, doesn't matter what the fuck you do, you're not going to be able to see them. So there is a certain degree of leanness that is needed to be able to see the muscles. But when we talk about training for aesthetics, generally we're talking about muscular development. Now, if you want to develop a muscle to the best of its capacity, you need to recruit and fatigue as many muscle fibers as possible throughout that muscle's entirety without overworking your capacity to recover. The most effective and practical way to do this is by directly training the fucking muscles. A lot of people are quick to suggest that as long as they do squats or deadlifts or pull-ups and chin-ups, then their abs are going to develop. But I talked about in part one how everybody's capacity to recruit their muscles will vary from person to person and muscle to muscle. If your capacity to recruit the muscles is limited, they won't receive adequate stimulation. And even if they're being recruited in this case, are they being fatigued? When we talk about aesthetics, we're talking about muscular development. So if you're recruiting them and you're not fatiguing them, you're not going to maximally develop them. So if you want a really pronounced midsection, a pronounced six-pack with pronounced separation between the tendinous separations, then you're going to need to directly train the abs. Now, there are exceptions to every rule. There are people with great midsections, great six-packs who don't train the abs, but they're the exception to the rule. You should not be basing what you do off the exceptions to the rule. So to answer the question, is it necessary to include direct abdominal training in your strategy if all you did was train for aesthetics and you don't give a fuck about how you perform? Well, if you want to get the best results, then yes, it is necessary. If you like the information, share it, click the fucking button at the bottom, subscribe to the channel. I'll keep bringing you the best information you're going to find as it relates to training to build muscle, get stronger, improve performance, all that fucking shit.